Hey, what's up, guys? This is Alex, your toxic dating coach. So today we're going to be reviewing The Art of Seduction. This is part of my Robert Greene book club. This will, if he has any doubt about whether or not you love him, this will show it, and this will completely disarm any defense this guy has in terms of getting close to you. Proving yourself is a vital part in seduction. Let's watch it. I'm gonna give you guys my take.
Prove yourself. 16. Prove yourself. Anyone can talk big, say lofty things about their feelings, insist on how much they care for us, and also for all oppressed peoples in the far reaches of the planet.
I don't pay attention to anything that anybody tells me in terms of how much they care for me. I've gotten to the point where I just look at actions. Words don't matter much to me. What matters more is to me your tone of voice, how you're talking compared to what you're really saying, and what you really do. That's what matters for me.
And also for all oppressed peoples in the far reaches of the planet. But if they never behave in a way that will back up their words, we begin to doubt their sincerity. Perhaps we're dealing with a charlatan or a hypocrite or a coward. Flattery and fine words can only go so far. A time will eventually arrive when you will have to show your victim some evidence to match your words with deeds.
Because it's almost like if somebody says they have your back, but then when you need their help, maybe you need some money to help you out. Maybe they say, I believe in you as a person, and they have money, and then you ask for money, but then when you ask for money, they don't do it. It kind of shows you what they really feel about you. Or a guy who tells you he likes you, but then disappears on you 3 days in a row, doesn't text you, and then he comes back and says, I miss you. His actions say more. Focus more on what people do than on what people say, because it says everything about them.
This kind of
Remember, patterns speak the truth, like Derek Jackson says.
So far, a time will eventually arrive when you will have to show your victim some evidence to match your words with deeds. This kind of evidence has two functions. First, it allays any lingering doubts about you. Second, an action that reveals some positive quality in you is immensely seductive in and of itself.
And the reason why is because, one, everybody is doubting whether or not the person who they're talking to really likes them to a certain degree. And because of that thought, they don't let go emotionally. They don't open up, right? When you're at this stage of the seduction, you already had to go through an up and a down. In other words, things were well, you pulled away. He's afraid of losing you. He's afraid of losing you because you're pulling away, right? And then you prove yourself, and that will tighten the bond.
Brave or selfless deeds create a powerful and positive emotional reaction. Don't worry. Your deeds don't have to be so brave and selfless that you lose everything in the process.
You can make it up. It could be that they need your help. They need to pick you up. Like, let's just say you're doing a favor for them. Make it look like it was harder than it really was. Make it look like you struggled to really do it. Make it look like you worked harder than you really did, even though it was easy. Why? Because it says, first of all, it flatters them. It flatters their ego and says, wow, he did that for me. But also it shows them that you're willing to sacrifice yourself for them. And when it comes to somebody who is at the border of falling in love with you and you do this, they will fall for you.
Appearance alone of nobility will often suffice. In fact, in a world where people overanalyze and talk too much, any kind of action has a bracing, seductive effect. It is normal in the course of a seduction to encounter resistance. The more obstacles you overcome, of course, the greater the pleasure that awaits you.
Why? Because when you struggle for something, it produces cortisol, which will also give you more energy through dopamine to get what you want. When you struggle to get something, once you get it, it releases more dopamine because you were thinking about it. It was a fantasy in your head, and the more prolonged it is, the more satisfactory it is. That's why there's a difference between meeting people on Tinder than meeting people in real life. You get down to the business on Tinder quicker than when you meet them at your job or at school, because they slow it down more because they don't want you to think. Women slow it down more because they don't want to be seen as too desperate. You know what I'm saying? Which is good. But also what it does is that it makes it even more pleasurable. I can say it with me. When I meet a woman on Tinder versus when I meet a woman in real life, it's more satisfaction when I meet the woman in real life because it feels like I worked for it more. You know what I'm saying?
It is normal in the course of a seduction to encounter resistance. The more obstacles you overcome, of course, the greater the pleasure that awaits you. But many a seduction fails because the seducer does not correctly read the resistances of the target. More
Okay, let's see what he has to say.
often than not, you give up too easily. First, understand a primary law of seduction. Resistance is a sign that the other person's emotions are engaged in the process. The only person you can't seduce is somebody distant and cold. Resistance is emotional and can be transformed into its opposite, much as in jiu-jitsu, the physical resistance of an opponent can be used to make him fall. If people resist you because they don't trust you, an apparently selfless deed showing how far you are willing to go to prove yourself is a powerful remedy.
Yeah, it's almost like if a woman thinks I'm a player, right? It could mean that I prove myself by me saying, if you ever need some help, I'm there for you. And she says, hey, can you pick me up in the hospital, or can you pick up my kid, whatever? You do it instantly, knowing that if you do that, you've proven to her that you actually kept your words, right? It could be like any moment of crisis. You gotta be ready for any moment of crisis because that's your time to shine. When there's a moment of crisis. I remember one time this happened to me when I thought I had cancer. Like last year I thought I had everything, man. Like I missed on all of them, but I thought I had everything, right? Anyways, I went to the doctor. I was like, yo, man, I can't believe this. I thought I had cancer. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was pretty fucking wrecked. I was like, this is bullshit. This is some bullshit. Fuck Mindful Attraction. Fuck Robert Greene, man. It's some bullshit, man. This is real shit. No, I'm off die. Like I really thought that. Anyways, so this girl that I was seeing, she actually came over and brought me food and chilled with me for the day. Mind you, I still didn't give a fuck about her. But when she did that, I ended up liking her more. That's a fact. Like at least something warm in my heart got sparked. Like I was like, wow, like I can't believe this girl is here for me when I really need some support, right? And in those moments, if you find yourself in those moments, you gotta take advantage of it as soon as possible. So when you're texting the girl, or even when you're talking to a guy, tell him that, or even talking to a girl, to be honest with you, tell him that if you ever need any help, let me know. And just when the opportunity strikes, because it may or may not, but it will eventually. When it strikes, you gotta be there and perform like you never performed before. Right, because it's in that moment when it solidifies. It's in that moment when they begin to really, really love you.
If they resist because they are virtuous or because they are loyal to someone else, all the better. Virtue and repressed desire are easily overcome by action. As the great seductress Natalie Barney once wrote, most virtue is a demand for greater seduction. There are two ways to prove yourself. First, the spontaneous action. A situation arises in which the target needs help.
Oh, there you go. I think the thing is that, yo, people, you guys don't understand. I read his books, like front and back, like it's crazy. So sometimes I'll talk and give my points, but then when you keep reading, you'll notice I already said that, because it's like it's so ingrained in my head. It's crazy.
A spontaneous action. A situation arises in which the target needs help, a problem needs solving, or simply he or she needs a favor. You can't foresee these situations, but you must be ready for them, for they can spring up at any time.
And if you fail at it, they'll get disappointed. You can't go back if you fail. If you fail to be there, and if somebody ever, if you're looking on the opposite direction, if somebody ever fails to be there for you when you really need them, and they fail to be there for you, then then you should definitely give them an F for that, and that should be a warrant to leave them. When you're in crisis and they don't follow through, that's really bad. That could be, in fact, that's for anybody, friends, family, everybody. Because it's only when I really need you in the moment that proves to me what it is. She could be at work, they could leave work. You get what I'm trying to say? Don't disregard whenever somebody fails to prove themselves. Don't disregard it.
Impress the target by going further than really necessary, sacrificing more money, more time, more effort than they had expected.
Or if you didn't, make it look like you actually sacrificed more time, more effort than they expected.
Your target will often use these moments or even manufacture them as a kind of test. Will you retreat, or will you rise to the occasion? You cannot hesitate or flinch even for a moment, or all is lost. If necessary, make the deed seem to have cost you more than it has.
Mm-hmm. Oh, see, I already said that.
Never with words, but
through your gestures.
Directly. Exhausted looks, reports spread through a third party, whatever it takes. The powerful feelings and emotions this elicits can easily be redirected into love.
Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're gonna be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man, Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. I'm closing the channel.